Hello, welcome
to our podcast.
Lez-Come-Together.
I'm Jana.
And I'm Jo.
Hi, Jo.
Hi, Jana.
How are you?
Well, this is the very first time we've ever done
Yeah.
part two. We just talked about this. We're going to say this is part two. We don't normally do a hi and a hello.
And there she goes saying, how are you?
Yeah.
Part two, people. This is part two of the F episode.
Because we had so many flipping fantastic Fs to talk about.
Absolutely.
That we had to do, it was too long. So we'll split it in two. So hopefully it'll be a bit shorter, but twice. And hopefully then we'll get both out quite quickly.
Good luck with that.
Yeah. So should we move on to fears?
Yes. So we did have quite a few people let us know of their fears.
What about yours, though? Tell me your fears.
I wasn't going to go there. Mine's really, it's quite depressing.
Well, I think fears are. That's the thing.
Yeah,
It's what scares the shit out of you.
So I suppose I do have a small fear of spiders, which most of people have, I guess. And I used to have fears of heights, right?
Right.
And that happened like 10 years ago. I went up some tower with my now wife and looked down. I was like, shit, I'm scared. And literally my legs started shaking and I struggled getting down. I was like, oh my God, now I have fear of heights.
Mm.
But lately, when we went to Spain just now, we went up high buildings and stuff, no problem at all. We stood on a glass platform in Bangkok, in the top of the hotel, and I was fine. So the fear's gone, and I think that, like friendship, also maybe changes, because I guess between that fear I felt and now, lot of things happen that were quite bad things, like losing your parents and stuff. So has that changed how I feel about other things? And it's like, heights, that's nothing after what I've been through.
Yeah.
Like, no, I have no fear of heights apparently now.
That is really great.
But what I do have is fear of death.
Oh, well, that is really common.
But then who doesn't? Exactly.
Well, I don't.
Do you know?
But it was my biggest fear when I was growing up. So my fears growing up were I was quite scared of the dark.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I was quite hugely, about 10, I suddenly went through a period where I kept saying to my mum, you're going to die, I'm going to die, I'm really scared. Why? And my mum used to sort of read Bible quotes to me and all sorts, trying to make it feel better.
Aww.
But I kind of had to get to a point where I could get over it, because it was really disabilitating, really upset me. And every night I would sit there and have a good cry about it.
Oh, blimey, that's quite bad.
Yeah, about 10. But do you know, at some point I sort of sat there and went, okay, what am I really worried about? And not being here, I guess. And then I thought, well, if I'm not here, I don't know I'm not here. I kind of did this whole logic thing on it, and it worked for me. I'm like, once you're dead, you cannot feel shit. It's over.
But that's the whole thing. That's the fear I have, is once I'm not here, I'll never experience any of this. Nothing. There'd be nothing.
Yeah, but why? Well, you don't know that. As in, you don't know it. There will be absolutely nothing, but you're not going to feel it.
Great. But I want to feel.
Yeah, but then what you're feeling right now, rather than living life, you're worrying about not feeling, which you won't know you're not feeling at the time. It's like this thing of you're making yourself upset now about something that you won't feel. It's like almost the best thing, surely. Once you're dead, you feel nothing.
Yeah, but that's sad. That makes me really fucking sad, mate.
Really?
Yeah, because you want
It's
your
like,
friends,
but
your family, your dog, walks, birds, flowers.
Yeah, but
fornicating.
Do you go to sleep at night?
No, worrying about it, no.
No. But do you sleep at night and go, yeah, isn't that the best thing when you've had a good night's sleep and you didn't feel any, like literally you just stayed asleep? That's what it's going to be like.
But then you're going to wake up and see all those things and do all those things.
Yeah,
no,
but
you're not selling this to me.
But when you're dead, you don't know nothing. You know nothing. It's over. It's peace.
You're freaking me out.
Okay, I've made your fear 20 times worse. I'm really sorry, everybody. For me, that really helped. It was this thing of, you know what? I'm not going to feel it, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I suppose, that kind of makes sense. But I think it's more like fear of like being really sick. Big C, cancer.
Oh, that 100%.
Dementia.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, my mum had dementia, so I've seen it, and it's horrible. And I have a huge fear of being there myself, and it's just
Dement. Oh, that is hideous.
Horrible.
But there's so much better these days. I mean, with both cancer, medication is getting better every day, and even dementia. They think they found certain proteins, etc., that are going to make it much less likely, and it can be spotted early. So, but the thing is, and like the dark and everything, fears are not rational. So I can sit here all day and tell you why not to have that fear, but it doesn't matter because you're still going to have it.
Yeah.
And actually, what's more important is accept it, do what you can to make yourself feel better, and at some point, like with your heights, it might just go away.
Yeah, it might, and I think it will. It will change. Like it changed for you, it'll probably
Yeah.
change for me. I'll get to a point of life where I'll go like, well, I've lived a good life. I mean, to be honest, I have said this before. I have lived an amazing life. I've done so many things. So if I had to die, I could say, fuck yeah, it's been good.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Haven't wasted it.
absolutely. But I don't want to yet.
No,
obviously.
you're still
This
young.
is really different. Let's move on.
Well, just before we do, every time I get on an aeroplane, as I take off and I land, I say, it's been good. If it ends here, I'm happy with. So I do exactly what you've just said.
Yeah.
But we will. But didn't we want anybody else have fears they want to talk to us about?
Yeah, 100%. But you know,
They are depressing.
not all of them.
Right, what
There were
fears?
some funny ones.
Oh, really?
Well, I don't know. We'll start with Colin. I don't know. AI is his fear.
Well, yeah.
Artificial
Is it the
intelligence.
best thing that's ever happened, or is it the worst thing that's ever happened? That's do. Now I have to tell you, my brother is a bit of a conspiracy theorist.
I see.
You know, he really believes that, we'll all be doing different jobs. So he loves this whole thing about
Does he
AI.
believe in aliens?
Well, he's a little bit like, did we really land on the moon because of all of that? So I'm not sure aliens, but he's just like, he told me about 5 years ago, we would all be driving driverless cars in 2-3 years. And I keep going to him, we're not. And he keeps saying, well, Teslas are.
Oh, Tesla. When you mention Tesla, I think Elon Musk. And that, can we just move on?
Well, and that's his other fear.
Trump.
Is that what's happening in the world with Trump.
Elon Musk. I mean, it's a lethal combination, if you ask me.
Yeah,
Just
it's
two
not funny,
idiots,
that's for
really.
sure.
Yeah, no, not
Well,
funny.
megalomaniac men.
Yeah.
And that is frightening because they want to leave something on this planet which people remember. And people only remember either the most incredible things in the world, which very few people can do, or horrific things. And very many people can do horrific things, as they're proving.
Oh my
Anyway.
God, one of my friends, they're getting a new car and they're considered Tesla. And I feel so strong about this. I said, if you guys get Tesla, we're no more friends.
Wow.
Yeah.
I know somebody who's got a Tesla and has made a fortune because they designed a sticker that they wanted in the Tesla saying, I do not support Musk, I do not, and I just bought this bloody car and then he got into power, sort of thing. And people are buying this like 20,000 a day because people are
Wow.
desperate, not because they bought Teslas before this all happened.
Yeah.
The
I just
shares of
couldn't. I would not support that man.
no,
No.
idiot.
There's no doubt well, this is the thing. He's bloody intelligent. He's not an idiot. He's a very intelligent man.
Well, that's even worse.
Well, exactly. Dangerous.
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 Dun, dun, dun.
Right, so this isn't getting any more
Fun.
lighter.
Yeah, fears.
Okay, let's find the lighter ones. Sam. No, it wasn't Sam. Why are you touching me up?
Sorry.
I have a
Moved
fear of
over
being
again.
touched up.
That's not true. You love it.
No, who told me about the toilet roll? Amber.
I had a fear of toilet rolls.
Yeah.
They're going to get me.
Amber and Lenka both have a fear of running out of toilet roll.
Well, Lenka, it's to do with your factory that happened in
Probably.
Slovakia.
That
I can
burned
understand
down.
that, yeah.
Absolutely. Amber, she says, look, I'm a lesbian woman. I never carry a bag or a handbag. I don't stuff my pockets with tissue. So if I go in the toilet, I'm buggered if there's no toilet roll.
Well, that is an interesting one. What do you do if you've gone to the toilet and there's no toilet roll?
I don't know.
Well, I do have quite a good hover technique with a bounce. Hover, bounce, hover, bounce. If you've not tried that, it can get it quite reasonably dry. And then, that was my dog, not me, making that noise. And then obviously you're just going to have to use the pants to dry the rest. So, do you not do that? The hover?
Are we talking about pee?
Yeah.
I was thinking poo. How'd you hover?
No.
How'd you bounce your
Well, normally I can hold poo in if I go into a toilet, because
Right.
normally you sit down
Oh
and
my
you've done your wee, and then you look to the right and you go, oh bugger,
Did you
no
not
toilet roll.
think the way I was looking at you that I'm horrified, mortified that you're
What
doing a
did you think
bouncy
I
thing
was?
with your shit?
No, no. Honestly, that would be the worst. What would I don't think it's ever happened to me, but
Of course that I've peed without a toilet roll. That's not, it's called drip drying, darling.
and are you doing your hover hover bounce bounce?
I'm just drip dry, yeah.
How long do you sit there then to drip?
Well, depends how drippy it is.
20 minutes. I should be drip dried. I'll be back out. Oh, there's a hand dryer.
Oh
Go
my
out
God.
there, stick it on.
Stick your
Get your
fanny in a
flaps.
hairdryer.
I've not done that.
Have you not?
No.
Mr. Bean done that. Oh no, that's not. No, this what? No,
I
just
have
remembered
tried
him
to
drying
dry
his
my
pants.
hair
Yeah.
under the hand dryer, and or occasionally, like if you get really soaking wet, tried to dry a bit of clothing, but never the pants.
I had to wash my jeans and my jumper flying to Spain like 3 times. I just spilt everything on my jeans. Coffee, chili, bolognese, something else. I had to keep washing it, taking my pants off in these Spanish toilets and drying them for 20 minutes.
But you
Oh my
mean
God.
pants as in jeans, not
Jeans,
pants as in
yeah,
underwear.
yeah.
Right.
So that
You
was not a
messy
great-
pup.
I know. I
Okay.
was just so excited. The food was so good. So I mean,
You're like,
yeah,
oh.
absolutely.
So other fears that we've got there, my lovely.
Yes. So we have got Amber. Other than having a fear of running out of loo roll, she's got a bit of a fear of going to the countries that aren't gay friendly.
Well, I've just come back from Dubai. And I would say to you, Amber, be afraid, be very afraid, and don't go to those countries because honestly, it's just flipping weird. The whole system, how you're looked at, I would absolutely have been frightened if I'd been there with my wife and my children.
Really?
Yeah, because you can't stop children going, mummy, mummy, and, making a comment that means that they know what family you are. But even so, I don't want to have to hide what family I am. I'm not, no interest going to those countries.
So you have just confirmed that her fears are valid.
Yeah, and also just generally how women are treated. I mean, we were at the nicest hotels, and yet there were women sitting on their own in table, drinking at a table, and I was saying, "Oh, that's nice." Women are out having a drink, and my mate went, "No, those are prostitutes."
Wow. Okay.
So yeah,
sounds lovely.
Don't go, Amber. Stay at home. Stay here.
I think the problem she has that their friends had moved to Dubai some time ago, but they now bought house. So to see them, they'd have to travel to Dubai.
Are they gay friends or straight friends?
I think they might be actually. I know, brave. So she had to make it clear to her wife that she just won't go.
No, I'm with you, Amber.
Yeah.
But I also agree with I'm using my money to support those countries that support me. So, and it's not those ones that have got laws against gay relationships.
Madness. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Go to Spain and be a Smurf.
Yeah. We've got Nicola. She has got fear, claustrophobia. Fear.
Yeah, small spaces.
Fear of small spaces, and so has Misha, which I didn't know. There you go. They're both claustrophobic.
Can I give another Joe theory here?
Go on. Bing, bing, bing.
Because I have a friend, Lisa, who has claustrophobic. They are, all those 3 people, relatively short. I think the smaller you are, the more likely you are to be claustrophobic. Because even in... so my experience was, I've been in crowds with my friend Lisa, and I can always see the sky in a crowd because I'm 5'8". At 5'2", you can't always see the sky. You feel like there's people everywhere, shoulders, and she really struggled with that sort of space.
I get that actually, yeah.
So maybe it's
Nicola's
a height thing.
quite tall though.
Oh
she's taller than me.
I've got the
say.
wrong Nicola. I was thinking of Emma. It's not Emma that's got it's Nicola.
No, it's Nicola. Southampton Nicola.
No, it's a shit theory. Forget it.
But Misha's not that short. I suppose she's not tall, but she's
Big personality.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, Molly's short. I don't think she's claustrophobic.
Okay, I forget it. It's a shit theory.
It is a shit theory.
Okay,
Yeah.
but I reckon it's harder in crowds if you're small, if that helps.
Sorry, I don't mean to say shit, because there must be something like, if it's not claustrophobia, there must be, it still must be quite scary when you're small and you're big crowds. So
Yeah, yeah.
I'll
Take it from the Smurfs, they know.
Absolutely. Also, Nicola, fear of failure. And
That's a
it's not
big
like
one,
a,
isn't
you
it?
know, technical failure, but actually failure that she will fail at something or whatever. Bless her. That's hard, isn't it? Like,
That is really hard because the world we live in today, actually, everything is so dynamic and so technical that you've got like the only way you can learn new skills is to fail. Things like IT, let's be honest, you press the button enough time to work out which bloody button is right, but you won't always pick the perfect button. So, like, my elder generation really struggle with it because they're not used to this whole just keep pressing. My son and daughter, I give them anything, they just keep smacking it and pressing it, and I go, "You're gonna break it!" But that is how they work out how it works.
yeah,
So I think being afraid to fail is really difficult in this world
it
because
sure
you
is.
really need to fail quickly and just get over it and learn.
Hmm.
But I do understand. I think it makes you a fabulous employee, by the way.
Yeah, 100%.
If you keep working harder and
Yeah,
harder.
she's amazing. She is amazing.
Oh, well, there you go.
So it's working. Molly, my wife,
Yeah.
her answer was, I'm struggling. I used to have a fear of public speaking, but not anymore.
Yeah, Molly has completely nailed that.
Yeah, she's a public speaker, and a public speaker and a half. Actually, no, maybe just a half of a speaker.
She's not very big. But honestly, that I think is where we should all be looking at that. Fears are there for a reason. Like, let's be honest, you said about spiders, right? The reason you're scared of spiders, I think, is back in the old days in the cave. I'm going back to being cave people. We had a monkey brain and then we have a rational brain. And when something bad happens, monkey brain literally kicks in and it's called fight or flight, and it saves your life because a big bear comes in the cave, you run, you don't fight it, let's hope, and that could save your life, right? So it's an irrational thing, but it happens so quickly for a reason to save us. Spiders do have lots of scary bits. I won't go into detail, but
Too many
some are
legs.
poisonous, some are
Oh, yeah,
deadly.
yeah.
So there's a rational reason. Have you ever put a cucumber by a cat?
Oh, yeah, they freak out, don't they? I've seen the videos.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really cool. And it's like there's
Cool.
yeah, because they kind of a basic instinct that that's a snake.
Yeah.
Get away from it.
Yeah,
So it's actually totally rational. No, totally right that your irrational part of the brain, which is just the don't think but act, would be scared of spiders. What we should do as an evolved,
well, you know.
well, you're nearly evolved, you're right,
Thanks.
is that the rational bit should come over and help you go, but this is a house spider, it's not in Australia. Actually, it can't do me any harm. There's nothing that blah, 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 blah. So this is the bit where, and Molly was scared of public speaking, but has rationally managed to get because often that fear of failure and looking stupid is why you're scared of public speaking. But in reality, if you know what you're talking about, you're well prepared,
Yeah.
you're gonna absolutely smash it.
And she did.
So get your big girl's pants on and get out there and give it a go.
She had the big pants on, yeah.
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 Go Molly. So yeah, good for her.
Also, she used to have a fear of not fitting in, but then realised she didn't want to.
Oh, I love that too.
She's brilliant, isn't she?
Yeah. But loads of people, when you're young, again, you're really desperate to be part of the crowd. And then you realise those people might not be like you and you don't want to spend time with them. So
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. I love that. I absolutely love that. And her last one, I love that the most. I guess there is a fear of losing Jana before we've had the longest life together.
Oh, well, that's you again. You and your death is Molly's same thing. And
Yeah,
maybe that's true. Whereas I'm like, me and Vicky have had long enough. It's fine. If I have to go
really?
now, I'll go.
No. We want to have a lot more time together.
Yeah.
And I guess that is also my fear, and also fear of losing friends. I mean, last year I thought I might lose a friend, and you know it all worked out fine, but it just really made me think, like, wow, maybe I shouldn't put so much energy into something, because then when you do, and then you lose it, the pain is like, I had like, like you just can't describe it. So maybe I just need to take things easier and step back a little bit and not put all my eggs in one basket with things. But that's just not how I work. Like, I try to, but this is where maybe I will change with time, because you learn from these things, don't you?
Exactly. You get better with age. It was funny. I remember being in 15 and we were in GCSE biology, and we used to have the most in-depth chats. And I would say random things because I just like people having a discussion. And this random thing I said was, I would rather not love than to love and lose, because I was still going through this period where I was so desperate not to lose my parents, and that I loved them so much and they were going to break my heart when they died. And I was like, it's better not to love than to love and lose, yeah? And at the time, people were like, you don't be ridiculous, it's much better to love. And I do see the point. Losing somebody is so hard that would it be better that you never lose them? But actually the reality is every moment you've had with them is worth hundreds and hundreds of hours of agony, because you had those moments. Yeah, so have them, enjoy them. But yeah, when you lose really good friends, I can't describe it.
Yeah, bless you.
Yeah. Luckily, I've got a dog that's connected to my leg right now, just sucking on my trousers. Just, helps that sort of thing, making you...
Can I help you? You want me to suck on anything? Like...
No, it's fine. It's really fine. Okay, thanks,
good.
though.
Good. I mean, I was prepared to do it.
I know, you were taking one for the team. That's more than enough.
I'm glad I got out of that. We got to get back to Sam.
Yeah.
She is very similar to me as well. Her fear is of being let down by people.
That's sad.
I do have that. I think, Sam honestly is a wonderful person. She's always there to support you with anything. Like if we're doing an event, if we're doing a pod, anything, she will be like, yeah, I'll be there. I'll do this. And when she says she'll be there, she will fucking be there.
Right.
But I think she's experienced.
Hard to live up to, Sam.
Yeah. And I do live a little bit like that. Like, I will not tell someone I'll do something if there's a chance I can't. So if I say I'm doing it, I will be there, no matter what comes, unless, But
then you have pretty hard expectations for people to live up to.
This is exactly it. And that is maybe the problem. But Sam, maybe... Some people, maybe, like herself, then try to distance themselves from people a little bit.
To stop people from letting you down.
Yeah, so they don't get hurt.
Whereas but then that's that thing I just said. Yeah. Better to give 100% and someone let you down than give 50 and the person that wouldn't let you down never got to really know that you and what you were capable of giving.
Absolutely. Sam, fucking love you, mate.
Yeah. And it's tough. People do let you down. You know what? It's a tricky life out there. But you'll find the few that are worth it or don't.
Absolutely. Have you had any more fears? What about Vicky? What's her fears? And
I didn't ask her.
Oh my God, you're such a failure.
As a human being and as a wife. I know.
Such a failure. Right, well, so the last one is going to be Simon.
Right.
Now, Simon, you met Simon.
Yeah.
You look at him and he's like, that man is scared of nothing.
Exactly. He's a big bloke. He's really strongly built. Yeah. He comes across as very confident.
Northerner.
I
mean, they're not scared of anything.
He feeds squirrels from his hands. I've seen on Instagram.
He feeds fucking crocodiles off his hands.
Well, there you go. Not scared of anything.
Did I speak?
You just sprayed me. No, actually, I had an itchy eye. Don't worry. Now you've sprayed me.
Sorry.
Right, so Simon's scared of nothing. He's scared of...
So he never replied to the post. And I'm like...
There's got to be something to this.
Harass Simon.
What are you scared
Send
of?
him a message. His reply was, well, I can't share my... that's secret. I can't share my fears with you, with your pod. But then he said...
So now we're going to share it with everybody. He really didn't want you to know this. So it's even more juicy.
Those he can't share, he will share with me when we're in the pub. But he did share a few with me, which I'm really surprised that he actually had some fears.
It sounds like he's got a lot of them.
I know, there's a whole list. He's scared of tsunami, tidal waves, drowning.
Yeah.
He can swim. But he nearly drowned as a kid, so probably that's why.
Fair enough fear then, really. And water is not to be messed with, people.
No, definitely
Do not
not.
swim if they say there's a bad tide. There's a reason they've said they're not to swim.
Yeah. He's so weird, though. He watches, like, tsunami on telly to terrify himself.
Well, I mean, that's the thing, though, isn't it? People watch horror movies.
Yeah.
They do it purposely because they want to scare themselves, because that's adrenaline, baby. People like the feel.
He also fears his own temper sometimes.
Yeah, well, I think you need some HRT, because I recently have feared mine too. But I've now got the gel, and I've got some, and it's much better, Simon. So get yourself some HRT. You should
I'm
be
going to
fine.
take some gel and take it to Simon.
Yeah, not for the hair though.
No.
Don't use it elsewhere. Anyway,
On Freddie.
Freddie.
Also, I don't know if this is spelling mistake or I don't know this word, but he fears old age and infirmity.
Yeah, I don't know that word either, but it is but old age and infirm is like not being able to look after yourself, I believe.
I think that's how I'm reading it, but I've got to be honest, I've never heard that word. Physical or mental weakness.
Oh. And honestly, that's the one. When people worry about death, don't worry about that. Worry about when you can't look after yourself, as you were saying, dement. I'm also thinking, if I'm really dement, then I'm just a mad woman. I'm happy. It's when I know that I'm not, I'm sometimes here, I'm sometimes not, and I'm hurting my family. That's the thing that does scare the shit out of me. But I'm hoping by the time I'm that age that euthanasia is an option, and then we're all good.
Absolutely. So I think I've exhausted all my friends.
They are now nervous wrecks, and everybody listening who thought they had no fears has a lot more. Who thought that we would? But we've already done 45 minutes, so we cannot spend loads of time on food and feeling fabulous.
Oh, there's so much. But why not? People have been asking, can we do them a little bit longer?
2 more weeks. We'll just sit here forever. Well, absolutely we can. So, well, what about food?
I think we should go to food.
Okay, food.
No?
Yeah. Food's a really
actually,
interesting...
I don't know, because I'm literally not prepared for the food. Oh. So I don't know why I'm asking for food.
Asking for food? She
food.
says she's asking for food. She arrived here with one of those, like, it's a drinks bottle with a bit of powder. She adds some water, she shakes it up, and that's her dinner.
It's called protein shake. That is not my dinner. That is my snack, darling.
Oh, right then. I feel better now. I thought that's all you were,
darling,
one of those...
When I get home, eventually, I will have my dinner, don't you worry.
And what will
Another shake.
Yeah, I'll have the milkshake.
Yeah. Food. I love food, but I have just started working with a new personal trainer who's like a world champion.
At what?
Bodybuilding.
Oh.
Yeah, she's incredible. And I'm scared. But she put together a nutrition plan and stuff, and I'm looking at it like, you'd think it's going to be hard, like, because I'm going to be hungry. I'm not hungry. I just can't eat any more calories. I need to eat more calories, and I'm struggling. Yeah,
but what are you allowed to eat though? You're
like
not
2,000 calories.
Yeah, but what sort of stuff? Like,
like
you're not allowed
protein, vegetables.
I was going to say you're not allowed a donut.
Tuna,
then.
chicken. No, God, no.
Cake. Yeah, but this is the thing. You could eat 2,000 calories like that. You just have a frappe that's salted caramel something.
Ew.
And then add to it a nice crispy creme donut, chocker filled with some sort of loveliness.
But who the fuck eats that?
Loads of people eat that. This is comfort food.
No, you don't know.
So this is what's really interesting, because you say you love food, but you are very strict on what you will allow yourself
to. Food, healthy food, like when you like clean food, when you eat it, and then you feel good. I actually did have a chocolate fudge frappe the other day.
Oh,
because myself, Molly, and Misha went for this long walk around the lake. Got to Costa.
Yeah.
And they were both looking at like, oh, these boys ordered a drink and he had a cream and it was chocolate. I was like, oh my God, that looks amazing. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to have that. Misha's like, yeah, I'm going to have that. And I'm like,
3 of them then.
Fuck that. I'm always drinking black coffee because I don't like milk in my coffee. I don't do sugar. I don't like all these syrups. Occasionally I do like a cold chocolate frappe. Yeah.
Right.
And I was like, so that, I'm having one. Oh my God, it was good. It was good. But do I feel good after having it?
Yeah, but what I want to ask you on that is, do you not feel good as in because your body goes, this is not good? Or does your brain go, how many calories was that? And because
Yeah, probably be both, to be honest. Yeah, 100%. Because I'm so programmed to eat healthy.
Good stuff.
Because it makes me feel good, and then you can see the results and stuff. So yeah, of course.
So, because food is a really interesting one. Honestly, as much as we love food, our relationship with food is fucked up. Like, for me, if I'm bored, the first thing I think of is, what can I eat? And it's not because I'm hungry, it's because I'm bored. Where has food become an entertainment? And is this because when food is in your mouth, there's something to do with soothing a mouth, when when you were young and the breast or dummies or...
No, I think it's the flavours, isn't it? I don't know.
Well, it's definitely that they're there too, but when I'm eating and I'm bored, I'll often won't even notice the flavours. Like, it's gone before,
really?
and then I'm like, what can I eat now? But you're right. I mean, they talk about mindful eating, where you should really make sure you smell it and you taste it and you chew it and
you just go glop, glop, glop,
yeah,
glop.
not like me.
Gobble, gobble.
What can I eat next? So foods, honestly, the relationship we have with food is flipping interesting.
There's a lot of people that struggle with food. They either, can't eat food, they hate the feeling of food, the texture, and, they struggle. People
Bulimia,
that overeat, and
anorexia. And honestly, nowadays, apparently, there are, even for young girls, there are like internet sites, etc., that encourage kids to be anorexic. Like, it's like a fad.
Well, it's still happening.
It's crazy, really badly so. Because again, control can be really hard right now, because everything is out of their control. School, social media, it's all out of their control. And then what they can control is what they eat, or if they harm their own body. And these two things are massive topics for young people.
Yeah. Food. Oh, Lenka didn't say me anything about food. Well,
you didn't harass her enough.
No, I didn't. The only person that said, but I didn't ask about food. It was only because I was speaking to Sam, and she said, anything chicken and rice.
See, again, she's like you. That's protein and good for you stuff.
And Jana's toasties. So she came to visit the other day, and I said to her, come to me, I'll make you lunch. Oh, okay, but I'm quite fussy. I'm like, I don't do fussy people. Because I eat anything. So what can you eat? No, I can have bread and ham. I said, and cheese? No, not cheese. I was like, why not cheese? She's like, no, I don't want cheese.
And again, is this that she's being good with what she eats and the fat? And
no, she just
quite
like picky with her food. Okay. And that's fine. That's fine. I respect that.
Yeah.
But I thought, I'm going to make you the best toaster you've ever had.
With cheese in it?
Buttered the bread both sides. Put ham. No cheese.
Oh, okay.
Something else, was it? Tomato.
Oh, yeah, hot tomato.
Toasted it with butter on both sides. She said it was the best toasty she
And have you got
had.
a toasted sandwich maker?
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay. Because that's if you butter both sides, you've got to have one of them.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She loved it.
That's so 1980s, a toasted sandwich maker.
Yeah, but it's beautiful.
Well, yeah, we don't have one. I'm very jealous.
Do you, what?
No.
You have everything else?
Yeah, well, it's true.
Well, there you go. Food.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. And honestly, I've always sort of said what's most important is that food is fuel, not fad, not fashion, not fantasy. It is fuel. So put it in your body in a way that is going to make it work better. But please be careful of all these diets that do one thing or another, because you do need a bit of moderation and a bit of everything.
Absolutely, yes.
There we go.
Yes, and I do have that. I do.
Well, you just had a chocolate frappy scatty.
Well, that's a week ago now. But
yeah, I was going to say.
Probably due one next year.
Moderation, wonderful.
Absolutely, yeah.
So, Jana, one of the other things that is really important right now, and I think we all need a bit of it, is flowers.
Oh, you're a little flower.
Have you noticed that the flowers...
Cactus.
Spiky, how very dare you? Have you noticed the buds?
Yeah, of course. Everywhere you go, there's crocuses.
Yes.
Yeah. I saw a huge green thing.
A huge green thing? This is going well.
I was at work and we were walking through the woodland.
Yeah.
For not particularly very nice job. As sad as the whole thing is, we're walking through and there's this like huge patch of snowdrops and it was beautiful and it was like, just what I needed. So yeah, they're everywhere. They're blooming everywhere.
Blooming lovely. But honestly, as you say, we've just needed it. It's felt like a long winter, a lot of wet. I mean, not hugely cold, like no great snowfalls, but
just grey and miserable and wet.
And
yeah, we needed it. But remember, I went to Spain a couple of weeks ago and saw the green grass and Smurfs and flowers.
Well, but the flowers coming through has actually come at the same time. This week has been sunny, and it's been cold but sunny, and it's felt marvellous.
Yes.
So flowers, everybody, get yourself some flowers. Buy them for yourself if no one else is going to buy them for you. Put them in your house so that it cheers you up. And then do take some walk in the woodland and enjoy the flowers, not go on the railways.
Yeah, very good.
Very nice.
Very nice. Or become a gardener like my wife, and she is touching those flowers every day, looking at them, taking pictures. If you look at her social media, it's covered in flowers.
And honestly, she believes that her mental health is hugely promoted by the fact she has her hand in the soil so much.
Yes.
She says that.
She does. She does like to have her hands in soil connected to earth.
Exactly. Good. Okay, so flowers done. Then we have to go back to fears, because obviously we said we didn't really understand Colin's fears. And
I understood Colin's fears. You didn't. You messed it all up, babe.
Okay.
Because you never replied to any messages on anything, right?
Right.
So on our joined account for Lez-Come-Together, right, he messaged, I replied, it was all good. Then he messaged again. I was going to reply, but you replied with something that made no sense, but I thought you've got it in hand. And clearly you didn't.
No, clearly.
Yeah.
It was a quick response. I didn't know who Andrew Tate was at that point, which is very embarrassing, and I apologise, because his fear was that the news announcement happened that Andrew Tate and his brother were released. And I thought the problem was that Trump or somebody was involved to make that happen, when it was obviously against common decency. But actually, I think Colin is actually frightened of this whole Andrew Tate movement. And you know a bit about it.
Not really. I mean, other than the fact that he's a sort of self-proclaimed misogynist influencer, I'd say pig, but that's just my opinion. No, like you, when Colin sent that message, I didn't recognise the name, so where I thought you replied, you knew what he's talking about, so I thought I'll leave that with you. Didn't have time to check it, but now yesterday I think I was listening to the radio and it was Andrew Tate this, Andrew Tate that, and I'm like, who is this guy? And they were talking to him a lot about like to do with his hate for women, really. And I was like, oh, whoa, now I need to look it up. And I got home, it was about midnight, so I couldn't have the sound on. I was in bed looking at his Twitter and just looking at the pictures and the videos. Oh my God, his body language, that was enough. I couldn't hear what he's saying. I could read a few bits, but it was enough for me to work out that he's
by this
absolutely man. He obviously loves himself so much, but I didn't quite have time to read into exactly what he's doing, but you told me there's some kind of movement that he's trying to advertise.
Yeah, he's the face of. So Colin spoke to me about this in a bit more detail, and there's a documentary about him. So when he was deported, obviously he was being held in Romania on charges of things like human trafficking and rape, which obviously hideous charges that even if that was all he'd done, it would be enough to say, why the hell are we letting these people be deported and live their life of luxury, because this guy's a multi-millionaire with cars and mansions in the States. But when you look at it in more detail, he apparently sells people advice on how to manipulate women to really make them your slave. You know, the whole idea is that you totally remove all of the security and comfort that is in a woman's life, to undermine her to a point where she will basically treat you like a master. So you're the hero of her life. She cooks for you, she cleans for you, and you can shag her whenever you like, and anyone else as well, because she doesn't care as long as you let her.
It's just awful, just even listening to it. And poor women that are falling for it. Obviously, I don't know, they must be in difficult situations to be.
It must be vulnerable women that what they really need is somebody that can show them that the world isn't such a bad place. And what they're actually getting is men trained by this guy, Andrew Tate, on the best way to, when somebody's down, really, really stick it to them.
But you know what the worst thing is? Like, he loves the fact that everyone's talking about him, and we talking about him, and we giving him time on our pod. And I think that one of his tweets was something like, "Everyone's talking about me. How amazing. Love it." Do you know what I mean? Like,
really? But you see,
what kind of
the reason we
person
should
are
be
you?
talking about it is because the only way this is possible is when women do not have support networks and do not have other women or men who they can go to that can support them out of these relationships which are abusive and undermine them. And actually, there are some warning signs. You know, when you've got people that are suddenly new boyfriend who doesn't want them to spend time with their old friends, etc.
Yeah.
You've got to somehow shake that person down and say, no, this isn't safe. You need to be able to have other people as well in your life. And even if they can't listen at that point, at one point they might reach out to you. Be there for them, even though they may have blanked you and not been there for months and months, because
they might have been forced to blank you or ignore you, or
exactly.
You know, thank you, Colin, for picking up on this one. That's a really good one, and good to know that you have fear of this, and we should all have fear of this, because it's not very good.
But do you know what he even said? That actually Andrew Tate isn't the brain behind this.
Right.
There's some very old, not very attractive men who have come up with this plan on how to undermine women, and they're using him as literally a face of it. He is a puppet. He's an actor.
Okay.
Is what the documentary was suggesting.
Well, I don't know enough about him, but I will definitely look into it.
No, don't give him any FaceTime. Just know that he is not someone that we like, and anybody that wants to do anything that undermines women, got to come through us first, Jana.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Right, good. Well, we've covered that then. So, yeah, I think we're done.
I think we are. I think we've covered all the fears.
Flowers.
Friendships.
Fuck friends.
Flaps. I remember talking about flaps.
We did drying flaps under the dryer.
Oh my goodness, I did that. No, you did that.
No.
Nobody did that.
We talked about it. Anyway, and the poo sling, right?
Oh, God.
It's Zoe. You know, the company where you can, and we're not going to advertise this, but a company that does health nutrition advice, one of their tests is they need you to collect a poo sample. And when you collect your poo sample, they send you a poo sling.
Oh, interesting.
To collect it in. So there you go.
How awesome.
Thanks, Lou.
Yeah, so is there anything else that you want to finish on?
The finish.
There's loads of Fs. There is so many F words, and they're flipping brilliant.
Yeah, so we will come back to
I
F.
think so. We've got to talk more about flaps, flicking.
Do we need to talk about flaps?
Fornicating.
I'm not going to talk about the male appendage anymore. I've been banned by Simon, so fornication's going to be difficult. Although, to be honest, I never fornicated with a man anyway.
We can fornicate with a woman, no?
Well, yeah, you can. You absolutely can.
Well, why do you always bring men into this?
Well, that's a good point.
Yeah, exactly.
The other thing that you talked about when you talked about fornication was flatulence, and I thought, no, we don't need to talk about that anymore.
Not anymore, no. We've had enough.
Done that enough.
Definitely fingering. Yeah, it's all very dirty.
Yeah, funny that.
I know.
We
French
haven't
kissing.
spoke. Oh, Frenchy. That's what I was going to say. Something that I think we should leave everybody with. French kissing again is something that, you know, when you're young, you're snogging everywhere. Snog, 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 snog. When you get older, less French kissing. Well, I heard something recently that I think is brilliant. When you kiss your loved one, so just your significant other, make sure the kiss lasts at least 6 seconds. So it doesn't have to be tongues and slobby, but don't just go.
God no.
6 seconds.
You kiss your child like that.
And honestly, it's game changer because you normally just
Whoa, you got lucky.
Well, no,
Finally.
exactly, yes, but the person goes, okay, bye, and then you hold it and hold it and hold it, and they gotta look at you in the eyes and like, you just really kissed me, and it's like, yeah, baby.
Aww.
So every day,
We do
6-second kiss. Well, I had no doubt you would. But that's so you did without hearing this advice.
I think so, yeah. But thank you. But I think it's important. I often like going to kiss Molly and exactly stop myself from doing just mwah. I actually just hold it for a second because it's nice.
Exactly.
But weirdly, I started doing that with friends. I've told you this. I love hugging. I've had some extra hugs today, and it was so wonderful. It really was. I'm a hugger, and I just felt so good. But when I hug my friends and give them a little peck on the cheek, I just hold it a little bit.
Oh, but that's okay. I meant on the lips with your significant other. Yes. Don't do that to your friends.
No, of course not.
I'm moving away. She's puckering up, baby. But on that note then, so have some significant kisses with your significant others.
Have some good food.
And have fun, people.
Absolutely.
And don't worry about these fears. If it's going to happen, it'll happen anyway, if you worry about it or not.
We're all going to die.
On that
note, thank you very much.
Thanks for listening to us. Thanks for you, Jana.
Thanks for me.
Yeah, thanks for coming, and I appreciate you.
I appreciate you too. Thank you from Jana.
Let's snog.
Bye. Bye, Jo.